Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and being a producer of Wrestle Massacre as well as Inside Movies Galore, I am David Streggy, and welcome to Delusions of Grandeur. Enjoy the reviews. I certainly did.
Okay, Dave, that's it. Screw you and your college flunkies. I've had enough of this from you and from everyone else. I know what you guys are trying to do. Break me down, drive me out of the force. Well, it's going to take a hell of a lot more than a lame prank like this to get Curtis Mooney to throw in his badge, so fuck you. Over.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of What's in My Room here on Delusions of Grandeur. I am your host, David Streggy, and here I have films that are directed by Emir Skalonja from Foxtrot Film Productions. And because I have a lot of his films, I wanted to do a separate video of some of the releases that I have of his, because I think that it is unique, and I think you should definitely check this filmmaker's stuff out. So I'm going to start with the Legless Corpse films that I have of his, which I have 4 of them. And 2 of the same film. I'm going to start out with those. Give me a sec. Now, I still have a couple of more to collect of his, but of his releases. I originally started to collect his first film called The Butcher, and as you can see, the Legless Corpse thing is on the cover. Here is the Blu-ray of The Butcher, and again, the Legless Corpse Films logo is on the side. Next, I have Flesh of My Flesh, which is out of print. This one also has the Legless Corpse logo on it, LC. And then, of course, The Plague, the first The Plague. And that's got the Legless Corpse Films logo on it. So, yep. Those are the 4 Legless Corpse editions that I have of his films. And then the next couple of films were actually on the Underground Gore Electors collection. And I have The Plague, which this is, looks like it's number 49 out of 70 copies made. And this is a DVD of the film in a hardbox thing, and it came with these 2 posters. I believe there are 2 of them. There's the first poster. And here is... Oh, hold on. A second poster. And I'm keeping them in the hard case that Daniel Kernan put together. So there we have the Plague. So it went from Blu-ray to DVD here the first time, and that was being sold at one point in time across Germany and the like. And he also ended up having a second film with K-Bon. And this one is kind of wicked. It's Confessions of a Homicidal Prostitute, directed by Emir Skalonja. And Foxtrot Productions. Yep. This one doesn't even... Oh, yes, it does. 55 copies of this were made, and this is number 33. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, 33. And yeah. But ultimately, Mir Skalonja made some copies of The Plague and the first Confessions of a Homicidal Prostitute on his own through Kunikai. And those are 2 copies of the films that I do not have. Plus, he also put the Plague trilogy on Blu-ray through Kunikai, I believe. So next I have a couple of short films that he ultimately had called Ava Satanis. Mary, a woman who was raped by 2 men, comes forth to a witch, Evanora, and asks for her help. Through Evanora, though Evanora is willing to offer her services, they come at a price. So that was directed by Emir Skalonja. Next I have Melancholia. And a young girl copes with her depression and the demons that could or could not be inside her head. Little by little, she finds herself in a strange world, overcome by darkness and loneliness. It's a lesson that teaches her that it is only her who controls her fate. So that's Melancholia. Next I have The Plague 2, which came out. After Tom's and Jack's death, Becky and Jill continue their journey into the zombie apocalypse. Their goal is only to survive until they see the mysterious signs for a sanctuary. Then I believe Jericho came out. Ryan Jericho, an ex-mob enforcer, is drawn back into the world of killing when he witnesses the brutal murder of his wife. And then Savage. The world has been ravaged by war, disease, and famine. The lack of food has driven the population to embrace cannibalism. Those trying to maintain the last remnants of humanity live on the brinks of the lost civilization. One man, driven by loss and revenge, tracks a group of cannibals in a blood feud that will result in the most brutal ending in this savage new world. Now that particular film actually got a Blu-ray release through Sub Rosa Cinema. Next, I have The Plague 3, The Road's End. I never did get a chance to put some money into this film, but I would have wanted to. Becky is pregnant. Miranda is her only companion. Together, they trek through the winter wasteland, knee deep in snow, to find a house in the middle of nowhere, but with the dead lurking around every corner. Staying in one place might be harder than it looks. That is The Plague 3, The Road's End. Next, I have a sequel to Confessions of a Homicidal Prostitute called Dominatrix. And this is a Kunikai release. Lilith continues her string of murders and takes her friend Eve under her wing. Soon they find out that they are both being hunted by a ruthless sadist, Jackson, who will stop at nothing to kill them both. Then I have Dying Embers. Leia, a disturbed teenager, copes with depression and bullying as best as she can. Constantly butting heads with her single, struggling mother, she is driven into a bad group of so-called friends. When she witnesses a murder, she finds herself cornered and fiercely fighting for her own life that she had tried to take so many times. So it sounds like similar similarities to Melancholia with the depression, but so after her partner Mark Proyas dies in a drug bust, narc detective Jackie Chambers joins forces with Detective Styles to uncover just how deep the conspiracy goes. And this is Anathema. And last but not least, a comical zombocalypse. Zombocalypse love story. Till death do we rot. And this says there is a new virus going around that turns men and men only into the undead. Widowed, the women are left to move on forward, but one of them decides to keep her zombie husband, for better or for worse. Sounds interesting. But in any case, those are all my editions of Emir Skalonja films. I just wanted to share them with you. So hopefully you enjoyed my description of some of these films. Like, share, and subscribe if you have not. And definitely check these films out if you can get a chance to track some of them down. A lot of these are out of print, and many of these are independent films. So if you find them in some collector group, grab them up. I mean, I'm glad that I've kind of had a collector journey with this director. He's young, he's a writer, he loves a lot of cool, sick music. So in any case, thank you for listening. Have a great day, evening, or morning, wherever you are. Thank you for watching. I'll definitely have some more cool stuff for you eventually. Thank you so much.
You were good, kid, real good. But as long as I'm around, you'll always be second best, see?